And of course, we've got Doug Weed, once again, presidential historian, author of Inside Trump's White House. And Nigel, before we start, we have a beautiful picture of you with the royal couple. Back when? Let's go ahead and put that on the screen, please. Doug, the president of the United States got along very well with the Queen. They had a special connection. What do you know about the president's impressions of Prince Philip?
Well, President Trump's impressions, he was quite taken with Prince Philip and saw him, ironically, as the real example of a man. Now, stop and think of this. He's the consort to the Queen, and yet he stands so erect. He's funny, he's bright, he's intelligent, he's actively out of the news. You don't just don't take calls and expect to not be in the news. You have to be proactive. You got a jawbone with editors and producers to keep your name out. And so the picture spoke for him. He was an example to all Englishmen anywhere of what an Englishman should be: the dignity, the strength, the manhood, and the wit. So the Trumps were very impressed with the royal family.
And the statement the president put out today was absolutely beautiful and heartfelt. The president, you know, people in the fake news believe that, oh, he's a savage, oh, he's a barbarian. It's the opposite. He knows how to behave. And it was one of the most beautiful things I read in a long time. It's really too long to share right now. Hey, Nigel, can I just get your thoughts for a moment? Because so many Americans have been watching The Crown on Netflix. And I got to admit, I watched it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Looked like Prince Philip, was a very deep man and often conflicted. What did you think about this film or this series?
Well, I think, I made the point earlier, Greg, that he was an alpha male who suddenly was thrust into this position where he couldn't make the decisions. He once joked that I'm no more than an amoeba. Obviously, he joked in private about that. Look, he adapted to a role that was, I think, quite remarkable. The Crown is very entertaining. The actors and the character portrayals are brilliant. I wouldn't necessarily trust all of the storylines. And I thought some of the coverage of the young Prince Philip was perhaps a little harsh, maybe a touch unfair. Don't make any mistake about it, that Prince Philip and the Queen were utterly devoted to each other. And it was spent that much time touring the world over 70 years, gaining the respect and admiration of billions of people, meant they were a very strong couple. And don't let the Crown make you think otherwise.
Understood, sir. Understood. And the one part of President Trump's statement, as we look at Prince Philip as we go to break, over the past few years, Melania and I were honored to have the opportunity to visit the United Kingdom. We saw firsthand how the monarchy epitomizes and carries on the virtues of the British people, and no one did so more than Prince Philip. This is quite a lengthy statement, and the president was quite impressed indeed. To be continued. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be right back.
And Doug Weed, your excellent service in government at the White House and in the private sector.
I think it'll depend a lot on the president. And I went into the Oval Office and Barbara was there. Jared Kushner said to me, and I've seen that all through history, they want cheap labor.
And I mean really behind the scenes, but he, Doug is respected by everybody. So he had access to everybody.